for Sean Mackey to strike! It's Calvin Miller against McGowan. Miller sends it in! It's Miller time, baby! Champions again! Falkirk have broken through the glass ceiling! After 15 years in the wilderness, Falkirk Football Club is once again a Premiership club!
This is Falkirk Daft.
With Behind the Wall, we're navy blue, are you?
It's your preview show from Falkirk Daft, and it's Friday night under the lights as we head to Celtic Park in a replay of the Premier Sports game from last season. The Bairns are heading to Glasgow and it's champion against champion yet again. This is your Falkirk Daft preview show. I am your host John McCaffery, and joined as ever by the ginger god of pod himself, Ross Wayne.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. We may as well just go and smash Celtic if we can this Friday, then that'll cheer us up.
It would cheer us up. Still reeling off the Livingston result, obviously. But yeah, we'll get into previewing the match with our guest pundit this week. Looking ahead to it is my very good friend and season ticket holder at Parkhead, Mr. Craig McCaffrey, aka Chippy, aka the Ferret, aka Wee Wanker. But yeah, we'll get to speak to him in just a minute. But first, let's head, as we do on a Thursday, to Birthday Corner and say happy birthday to Billy! Billy Gray, 69, lucky for some, on the 19th of August. And that's from wife... Oh, now I feel really bad because I'm saying that's from wife Mary and all the family.
It's listen, who knows what he may get for his birthday.
Listen,
You
see if I'm 69 and at 69, I'll be delighted, honestly. Anyway,
yeah.
Happy birthday, Billy!
Yeah, that was the only birthday we got sent in this week, but there is some Bairns players whose birthday is this week as well. Now, the first one here, I know he's one of your favourites. Not so much mine, but happy birthday to Neil Scally, who is 47.
Today is Scally's birthday today. I need to find... I think I actually have do this weird thing of like finding... I think I'm on LinkedIn with Neil Scally. I might send him a birthday message on LinkedIn. Happy birthday, Neil. And Martin Corrigan, the Kaiser, is 46, just a year younger than Scally as well.
Yeah, not too bad. That's Martin was a great
again, just like way ahead of his time in terms of just like defending. He was unbelievable. Okay. And one of our own, it's actually his birthday the day of the Celtic game, but unfortunately it looks like he's going to be injured for it. Ethan Ross is turning 24.
Oh, I know. I know we've not heard an update officially yet, but we really hope he's going to be okay. It did look a real sore one, and I'm sure he would have loved to have been playing any game on his birthday. So yeah, best wishes to Ethan, and hope you get better soon, pal.
Yeah, hopefully. And our winger played for us briefly, and probably I think was just a bit underrated for us and didn't really, it could have been all. Aidan Connolly obviously still playing now with Queen's Park, but he's turned 30. Big 3-0 for Aidan today.
I think you're right. He was probably the right player at the wrong time, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that the best saying?
Yeah. But, I think if he had a season, I think under McGuinn, he would have been actually kicked on, I think, probably. Yeah. And Paul Wright played very few games for us, but it's hard to remember that Paul Wright actually did play for us, obviously under Totten. And I think it was the season we ended up just about going down. We were saved by...
It was that season. It was the one we were saved by your Drayonians going bust, so, and the whole Clybank thing. So yeah, it was... but do you know, I could never take to him though, just because of the cup final in 97. Just could not take to the man. But 58, fair play, hopefully.
58 on Sunday, so happy birthday, Paul. There you go. Once a Bairn, always a Bairn, etc, etc, etc. Right, let's say thanks to our sponsor, of course, the T8s, Falkirk Football Fans in Training. Get down to the stadium every Wednesday, 8:30 to 9:30. You'll find them there. Join up, have a laugh at them, and get to hospitality. All the links for the guys are below. And thank you, of course, to Behind the Wall. If you're an away supporter listening to this podcast, get yourself up there. It's right next to Grahamston train station if you're just coming in from the area. But stay local, eat and drink global is their motto. And the Falkirk Daft Venom is still on sale, we're glad to say. If you're going to the game, make sure you try it.
There we go.
There you
There we
go.
go, Venom.
Oh,
Get the
you got the Venom t-shirt on, fabulous.
Venom.
So yeah, head along there if you're going to an away game, or of course if you're a Bairn, they've got the bus running again this season. Falkirk Daft Carling coach, £5 for home games, £12.50 away games, and you get a pint of Carling on return. And actually, you can switch it around for a pint of Guinness if you only pay £2 extra as well. I've been informed of that. So there we go. So there you go, £2 for a pint of Guinness is good anywhere you can get it. But yeah, get involved. £5 home, £12.50 away. Call the thing. A couple of things are going on. If you're hearing this, the second bus for Celtic on sale. Seats are on sale now. Get on board if you've not started your travel for tomorrow. The Jim Clark Psychic Show rolls into Behind the Wall on the 14th of August. He apparently is going to predict where Falkirk will finish in the league. Let's hope after Livy it's a... Hopefully Jim Clark's not seen the Livy game.
Well, I was going to see, the thing is, right, is he genuinely going to go, I've looked into the future, and in a pub full of Falkirk people, potentially Falkirk fans, he's finishing 12th. Is he really going to do it?
You're no psychic. The Tricara whisky tasting's happening there on the 29th of August as well. I messaged Brian Behind the Wall, just saying, I've never heard of that, and apparently they're a bottler. So I might try and get along to that, because I do like my whisky, and that's happening the 29th of August at Behind the Wall upstairs. And shout out to What the Funk one more time is happening. Do you know Behind the Wall's 40 years old this year, by the way?
Amazing, eh?
And that was a big night they used to do in Behind the Wall, so they're bringing it back 11 years later, and that's happening on Saturday the 30th of August at Behind the Wall, so get yourself along. I can't believe Behind the Wall's 40. Mental that it's there.
Falkirk institution.
Absolutely, and we're glad they're on board as sponsors. Check out all the details behindthewall.co.uk. Right, let's get into looking ahead to the Celtic game. We're going to do it in the company, as I said, my friend, season ticket holder, it's Craig McCaffrey.
Evening, lads. How we doing?
Good evening, mate. You all right?
Their second appearance in Falkirk Daft, Chippy.
It is indeed, yeah. It is.
You're on with Chris Toll the last time we played you in the Cup.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on with the celebrity Falkirk fans, right? The two biggest celebrity Falkirk fans.
No, young Sheldon. Young Sheldon is a Falkirk supporter.
Listen, he could walk into a pub in Falkirk and nobody had a clue who he was. You two walk in and nobody gets near you for about 5 minutes.
It's like the Liam and Noah Falkirk guy.
Even in the volley last week, Mac, people were like, all right. It was like a
Chippy was down in the volley with me last week in London.
Oh, superb. Excellent.
No, he dragged them on to watch the Falkirk game last week as well while we went to Oasis, and we're recovering still from that. I certainly am. I can't do 2 nights in a row now. I said that to you last week, Ross. It's just I can't do it. I'm too old for it now. But hey ho, here. In fact, it was 3 nights in a row because we kept drinking on the Sunday. Jesus,
you were fairly broken by the time you got up the road.
Last Monday's podcast, I think a few people pointed out to it as well. Just like how just looked like lost, but I'm back to it now. But even though we got beat off, Livy, we're here to talk about Celtic though. Like we're saying, it's a replay of this time last year, back in the Cup. How have you fared so far? I've watched the game against Aberdeen, Chippy. He's kind of coasted that. St Mirren game again. You should have won by more. How are Celtic looking? Because there's been a lot of grumbling from the supporters.
It's weird, right? Because I think it's just a bit of a hangover from the tail end of last season where we were... Listen, nobody's got any divine right to win anything. And I think getting beat in the Cup by Aberdeen was a real sore one. And it's just the hangover from that this summer has just been curious. I think the fans are just... The way we do business in terms of trying to get players in, and the squad's not really been refreshed. We've still got a really strong squad, but you're kind of looking, going, there's key areas that we've known about for a year to at least seven months where we needed to replace, and we've just not done it. And I think the way that we go about our business has been, it's amateur hour at times. We're a conservative club with both politically and fiscally. We just seem to think we can get players really, really cheap. And then, last week, like, I didn't pay much attention to pre-season. I'll be honest, I tend to switch off when the football finishes and not really pay much attention. But the all accounts, obviously, I was with you, Mac, last week, so I didn't really see the game, but seeing the highlights, peppered the goal, seemed fairly comfortable, never no doubt. But last minute deflected, or sorry, last 10 minutes deflected when I get the goal, and then hard to judge today because Aberdeen are horrendous. Like, I seen the bit of their game on Monday, and they were just as bad. They're absolutely toothless. I think there was a stat today, like their current striking options at Aberdeen got 3 goals between them all season. And
that's not great, is it? That's not.
It's terrible because you think they've lost Gay, they've lost Nisbet as well. So hard to tell, and it was workmanlike. But we just still feel you're still playing James Forrest. Adam Ida's no really who you're wanting to play, and there's still an over-reliance on Cal McGregor. Liam Scales, you'd much rather have better. So it's just a weird sort of feeling at the moment. But then you look across the city and Rangers, they seem to have assembled another clown car. However, we were like that under Ange at the start, trying to get your style of football in, and then it clicked. So who knows what happens with Russell Martin, but the signs aren't great across there at the moment. I think it could be probably one of the worst seasons I think we see competitively in Scotland. I think it could be a real poor season. I don't know why I've got that, but I just got a funny feeling.
Chippy, I was speaking to a couple of Celtic fans at the Oasis gig last night, and what they were saying is they can almost see the feeling about the tightness of the money situation. They're going back to, like, remember in the 90s there was the whole biscuit tin mentality. That's they're kind of taking it. Is that where your head's at as well? Is that for whatever reason they're just not investing in the playing squad at all?
No, and I think the board will look at, and Brendan Rodgers probably hasn't got the greatest track records in giving money, and that's why you shouldn't have the manager as God scenario at a football club. That's why you should have a recruitment team. In Celtic just don't have any infrastructure. We're not really quite sure how the club operate because nobody speaks. Our communication's absolutely appalling. But yeah, I mean, bid him 1.2, 1.3 million pounds for a player that the club value at 6. Like, it's ludicrous. And there's rumours that if we want anyone over 3 million, Dermot Desmond has to sign off on it. For a guy that's got 34%, he's not a major shareholder. He could probably be that if he wanted it, but he's not. So it just seems really, really strange when it's like Scrooge McDuck. We've got so much money swishing around, but we're not spending it on anything. Like, even internally, facilities, nothing. There's no money getting Spain at all, and I just don't quite understand where that's coming from. So there is a real frustration. We'll end up doing business, but then we spent the guts of 20 million last year, and 2 of those guys are sitting on the bench today, and one of them's a £9 million striker who doesn't look like scoring at the moment. So you can maybe understand why the board don't want to overinvest. It's a really, really peculiar state of affairs at the moment.
I'm guessing if bodies do come in before Friday, Chippy, I doubt they're going to feature on Friday night. You wouldn't think?
No, I think you'll see. I think some of those guys that were on the bench, but you're looking at Arnie Engels, Paulo Bernardo. I don't know where his future lies now.
By the way, he's he started like he was at one point looked brilliant and looked well worth the money. He's just sitting on the bench now, not even getting on.
It's another continuity signing. We had him on loan. We knew what we were getting. Let's just buy him. And we seem to do that quite a lot. So I think there's some players. I don't think you'll see Tierney play. I think potentially the boy that we've just signed from Man City on loan might play. JSP, we're going to call him.
Right, okay.
So I'm
trying to I was like Pussy, because obviously I work on Super Scoreboard, so I've just tried to train. I'm like to Gordon Dale. I'm just like it's Pussy. It's Simpson. It's Jamal Simpson. Big Jamal. Just call it Big Jamal.
You sort of like Jay in betweeners. The Pussy.
Pussy. So Pussy might play then, is what we're saying.
Aye, I think you'll see potentially some other.
We'll see some Pussy on Friday. Yeah, it's just going to keep going.
Terrible. And I think Sinisalo might play instead of Schmeichel.
Yeah.
I hope.
I'm looking at your bench from today. Like, I'm guessing Engels will maybe get a game. Yamada or Kenny probably start up top.
I don't know. He might need to play there just for him to get a goal. And I know it sounds really disrespectful, but he needs to start playing and scoring goals. Otherwise, I don't really see the point in him. You cut your losses.
Yeah, but do you think it'll be a wholesale changes, as in pretty much your bench today will play with one or two?
I don't know. I think you'll still see McGregor play. I think Johnson might play. I think it'll be a bit of probably a 50-50. I think you might see maybe 5 or 6 changes out of that, and then the nucleus of the team might play. There's no wingers, so the wingers that we've got.
You've got Yang, mate. You've got Yang.
Well, I see we've got no wingers, so I think those guys will play. So I think it's interesting. I think obviously being at home helps. We seem to it's an absolute nightmare for my bank balance because we seem to get drawn at home in the cup like constantly. We used to complain about never getting away games, but now we're constantly drawn at home in the cup. So yeah,
there's a shock, Chippy. There's a shock.
It's the old ball.
Aye. But I have to say, you know, I mean, they're all very good footballers, and Boy Nigan looks like he could be a bit of a player as well. But you just, it doesn't strike the fear that other Celtic teams would. That's the thing. I look down the lineup, I'm like, there's no fear of like any one player that you go, oh Jesus Christ. When you look back at the great Celtic teams, you look down that lineup and go, well, yeah. I mean, very good players. I mean, Maeda. Going up against, I guess it'll be Keelan Adams he would be going up against, but you think maybe Adams has got the pace to keep up with Maeda potentially.
There's no box office. I think that's the thing. Like there's none of those guys who go right. That's the player you want to go and see. That's why you go to football. We've not really signed that. We're missing that kind of box office player. I think that's what everyone's waiting for. Right, we've not. Jota, unfortunately, is out until March. We'll probably not see him this year at all. So, and then you've not replaced a Kyogo or even like a Tom Rogic. You're missing that was someone to get you out your seat. We've not really got that kind of player. Maeda does it a different way, but not. He's not like he's going to beat someone with a bit of skill or a dribble. He's just absolutely rapid.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Keelan Adams. It's going to be a big test for Keelan. Big test for a lot of the players. It'll certainly be interesting, Ross, how. You know, we talked in the review episode about setting up maybe 2 deep line, whether Dylan Tate retains his place. We know Brad Spencer will be first name on the team sheet, but do you put in Henry Cartwright in that midfield just for a bit more defensive option?
I do think we will see Henry Cartwright playing alongside Brad Spencer. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Arfield that's in the 10 as well, just for that bit of experience.
The Celtic supporters will love that.
Well, listen, I'm sure they will. Obviously, he's going to get a warm welcome, as he probably does everywhere else in the East End of Glasgow. But no, I think Arfield will come in for that bit of experience.
Ross McKeever to start then?
I would. For loads of reasons, like for mostly he's on form, whereas Brian Graham doesn't really appear to be currently. And there's going to be a lot of running required on Friday night, and there's maybe a counter argument that you don't play Arfield either for that reason, because there's going to be a lot of running. But listen,
Queen Esmond, who wasn't particularly great on Saturday, you know that's here's a shout, Gary Oliver. I mean, Gary Oliver.
Absolutely. Gary's he very rarely puts a foot wrong when he's playing. So, and he's not had. I think I saw a stat that Gary Oliver's played something like 20 minutes all season, and I mean as in like the Premier Sports Cup games and then the league games so far. So it's not a lot of football. So it's a tough one, but. We're not going to see a lot of the ball like we did. Well, we had moments last year, and I know, like I've said it countless times as well. For 65, 70 minutes, we held our own until the substitutions came on. What I would say is, unless Chippy says differently, it doesn't maybe sound like the bench will be as impactful potentially this time versus last time. Because last time, it was the boy Kuhn came on and just absolutely ragdolled us, and a couple others came on, and it was a tough last 20 minutes. But this is it feels like a different game anyway. Celtic are in a slightly different place. We are, and amongst Celtic now, we're not the wee plucky underdog from the Championship. We're effectively equals to a degree. No, as in the same.
Yes, I know what you mean, Ross. I know what you mean. We're in the same league.
No, but I think it'll be a different game. I do think we need to do 2 things, and this is no shock to anybody. We need to defend very, very well, and if we get a sniff at goal, just as we did last September, we need to go for it. Like Ross McKeever's 20-yarder. Alfie putting in a brilliant cross for Finn Yates. If these little moments happen, we just need to take a chance, because we won't go through if we don't.
It's a weird one for you, right? Because it feels like it's a bit of a free hit just to kind of get a breather from the two league games, which I think is maybe just exposing maybe where some of the deficiencies lie in your team. Right, I think from the outside looking in, I was really surprised at the business Falkirk did in terms of the continuity of giving players contracts that just felt really weird. I think there's a whole host of your team. You go, thank you, you're brilliant, but on you go, because I think you're about 4 or 5 Premier League. I think you need some warriors in there, and I'm not sure you've got warriors to kind of carry you through this league. And I suppose this is a bit of a break from the league business, and maybe a chance to kind of maybe try something a little bit different. Brian Graham seems a really strange signing as well. He's never really scored goals in the Premier League, but 37, he's pick him up. So I think it'll be interesting to see what Falkirk do. You're talking about the boy Cartwright. You're signing someone for Leicester. You expect him probably to go straight in and play. And I think, it's Falkirk's business, I think, has been strange. I would say, I think he's missing quite a few players, and there's guys in that team you just go, they're never going to be, nobody else in the league would pick them up.
And John's obviously quite vocal so far about the fact that he's trying to bring players of a particular quality in, so we're going to assume that he sees them as starters, the ones that are coming. It is a risk waiting on players that might never come. He's already lost out in one player. He still says that there's going to be 2 coming from, well, he's now quoted Man United and Newcastle.
Oh, has he? I didn't hear.
He's now quoted those. So
is it Alexander Isak?
I was about to say, yeah, so he's on route. And because you jokingly said to Jamie, sorry, I hope it's no shite from Man City, from Man U, and then it turns out it is from Man U player. But he has been really vocal that he wants to bring players in. My worry is, and it's only a small worry, I'm not panicking about it, but if he leaves these to the last minute, and you would assume he'll have a plan B and a plan C and a plan D, etc., etc. But the later the window goes on, these boys could be signing somewhere else or going out on loan somewhere else. So it is a risk.
Oh God, I know. And then obviously Ross, we've got a couple of injuries ahead. Ethan Ross is the biggest loss going into the game against Celtic. We're recording this on a Sunday, but I'm pretty sure Ethan, by the sounds of it, on the post match will not feature, which means it's Alfie time. It's Captain Chaos down the right, going up against Kieran Tierney if he play. I don't know if Kieran Tierney will play. Have you got who's the backup left back?
Well, I don't know. We signed this Japanese boy who's not been in the last 2 squads, so it might well be Liam Scales gets shunted out there. But then I think Tierney might need to play games, so it wouldn't surprise me if Tierney plays because we
what a combination that is. He took on a Barcelona left back and roasted him last season. Now he's got the former Arsenal and Scotland international Kieran Tierney to deal with.
Listen, you talk about that. You talk about how he roasted Alec Valle. I also seen him play with you guys against Stennismuir, and he was absolutely hopeless. Like I genuinely, he's one of the ones I'm talking about. Like nobody else in the league would go, do you know what? We're going to sign him as part of our team. So he's one of the ones who go, why would you give him a new contract? It just feels like it's money wasted. That was a strange signing for me. Him and Mackie and Tom Lang actually were the 3. I'm going. Nobody in the Premier League signing them, right?
Don't bring Tom into this. He's been injured. We'll still to see him. He'll be fit. Listen, Tom will go straight back in. What do you think the score's going to be? We'll come to you first, Chippy, because
I don't know. It's weird. It's just it's early in the season. I suppose this game feels like it's come a lot earlier than maybe like the previous, like obviously some of the previous rounds. So I think. I don't know, 2-0. I can't see it being anything ridiculous. I think both teams are still kind of finding their way a wee bit. Celtic are at their scintillating best. So yeah, I'd say 2-0. I think I don't think it'll be a cricket score or anything like that. That might come later on in the season if Celtic get some players in. But at the moment, yeah, we're workmanlike rather than wizardry at the moment. So yeah, 2-0.
2-0, Ross. I know exactly. After Livingston, it could be him.
See, I'm gonna say, right. So if we defend very, very well and we take a chance when it comes, I'm gonna go very optimistically. one each after 90 minutes, and then who knows what will happen. I'm going to say one each after 90 minutes. No idea how it will go. But that's very optimistic, me.
I'm going to be totally pessimistic. I'm going to say probably 2-0 to Celtic, I think, as well. I can't. I mean, love to be proved wrong, and obviously the Falkirk supporter in me would, and people will pile on, but you've got to be realistic and just think in Celtic Park, after that performance and I just hope we don't get battered. I just hope we don't get battered, because the detractors will be right on top of us again. I just hope go and show up like we did last season.
Exactly.
Put on a show. Maybe I'll say 2-1. We'll sneak a goal then.
I think we're good. We will create the odd chance, right? We're not gonna create 15 chances, but we will create.
Yeah, we will.
Over the course of the game, we'll create 3 or 4 really good opportunities.
Scott Arfield will definitely score.
And can you imagine? No. But I think we will create chances. If we're clinical and we take one anyway, then we're in with a chance. But we have to defend well, and we're going to have to defend a hell of a lot better than we have been. And I don't just mean the last 2 games. I'm talking through pre-season in general. There's been some real individual errors being made, and Celtic, doesn't matter who they start, they'll punish you if you give them a chance.
I mean, Celtic have got Scott Bain to shoot in, so I forgot about that, right? Scott Bain's in goals.
I don't think Scott Bain will play.
Do you not think so?
No, I don't. Do
you think he'll play Nicky?
I think Nicky will play for no other reason than he's not been getting any games in the league so far, and I think John McGlynn will look at it as, it's a cup game. And I hope, and this is just my personal opinion, I know Scott Bain saved a penalty yesterday. I hope Nicky comes in, and I hope he does well, and I hope he retains the jersey for the next league game after that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with it being Celtic, Scott Bain might have a point to prove. So maybe he'll turn up and he'll be like a cat. He
may well. I just wonder, like, if he's not going to play Nicky in the league, he's going to play him at some point, and it's probably going to be in the cup.
Interesting. We will see what happens. Well, Chippy, thank you for coming on. But before you go, we started something on the podcast this season called "How Well Do You Know Your Team?"
Jesus.
I've got 10 questions on Celtic, right? And you've got 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. You can pass. We'll come back to the ones you pass on then.
Right.
So you've got Livingston to beat. I think Stuart got 6 last week, didn't he, Ross?
He did, yeah. So Dundee United at bottom of the table just now on 3. Livingston on 6. Now you want to beat fucking Livingston, don't you? So try and get more than 6. And now I'll be having the 60 seconds on the clock. So just let me know when, John.
Right, okay. Your time starts now. What year did Celtic first win the Scottish Cup?
1918.
Who was Celtic's manager when they won the European Cup in 1967?
Jockstein.
Which Lisbon Lions scored the winning goal in the 1967 European Cup final?
Tommy Gemmell.
Who did Celtic defeat in the 2003 UEFA Cup semi-final to reach Seville?
Boavista.
Which Celtic player famously scored a hat-trick against Rangers in a 6-2 victory in 2000?
Henrik Larsson.
Who was Celtic captain immediately before Scott Brown?
Neil Lennon.
What is the nickname given to the team that won the European Cup in 1967?
Already said that, Lisbon Lions. Go.
What year did Celtic complete a domestic and invincible treble under Brendan Rodgers?
2018.
Which club did Celtic defeat to win the 2001 Scottish League Cup final?
Dunfermline.
Who was the first Japanese player to sign for Celtic?
Koki Mizuno.
And I think your time's up. Right, now, I hold the hands up. I tend to type into ChatGPT because I try and keep it as, consistent as possible. Write me 10 semi-hard questions about said team because I think that keeps it consistent, right? I'm going to question something when this is the first time I've read it through, and I'm going to question something because I think you might be wrong. Right, so Celtic first won the Scottish Cup in 1892, so you got that wrong. Obviously, it was Jock Stein who won the European Cup. Stevie Chalmers scored the winning goal.
I got the two goal scorers mixed around the wrong way.
You said Boavista, didn't you?
Yep,
correct. Henrik Larsson was, of course, right. Stephen McManus was before Scott Brown. He was in between Lennon and...
The striking years, I forget about them.
Yep, Lisbon Lions, you got that obviously. 2017 was the domestic treble under Rodgers. So in that, it was Kilmarnock you beat in the 2001 Scottish League Cup final. And according to this, I think Koki Mizuno came after Nakamura.
Oh, yeah, aye, would have done. Yeah.
Goalkeepers in came Cav. So, Chappy it puts you above Dundee United at least. So well done, Chippy. You are second bottom. Or second. We'll say second. That sounds
I reckon it'll be second bottom. There'll be someone who, now that everyone knows about this, I had no idea this was a thing. So,
Alright.
you study for it.
Yep, there you go. People will not study for this. Brilliant. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on, previewing fingers. We'll see what kind of game it is. It was a cracking game last year, so hopefully it'll be the same again this year. And the thing is, we were talking about, I don't think as many Falkirk Sports will be there this time because the novelty's not there, and we're going to play another 3 times this season at least. Potentially.
Are you both going?
I am not. I am working.
Yeah, I'm going along, taking youngest daughter. So it's her first time to what I call a big stadium. I did take her to Hampden last year, but it was Queen's Park. We were playing, so it's a bit different. But I have said to her, listen, just take it in, enjoy pre-match, and then we'll see how we go. But I hope she has a moment. Now, what I mean by that is, last year we had 2 moments right in the game that we didn't think we'd get any. 2 brilliant moments. I would love her to have a moment on next Friday. And what I mean by that is I don't mean a consolation goal. I'm talking like I mean it where we take the lead or we whatever. I hope she has a moment because you want to remember your first times going to some of these bigger stadiums, don't you? So fingers crossed it's a good experience.
I thought you mean a moment, Ross, and she suddenly realises, do you know what, I'm going to support Celtic. I thought
she'll never do that.
Absolutely, not with that. Not with her. Brilliant. Well, that's Chippy. Listen, thank you very much for listening to the preview show. We'll be back again on Monday with the review show of the Celtic game, and then we've got a free week. Well, potentially, it depends how Hibs do. And we'll wait and see if that game goes ahead or not. But we'll wait and see. Remember, if you are watching us, thank you for watching us on YouTube. You can like and subscribe below, do all that. If you want to take your dog for a walk and listen to us in your headphones, you'll get us whenever you get your podcast as well. Merch still available. You can still get the Falkirk Daft buckets, hats. Even it's Oasis season, get them, merch.falkirkdaft.co.uk, and check out the Pints and Prints collection. Ross has got one of the t-shirts on just now. It is the Falkirk Daft Day Venom t-shirt. You can get that at pintsandprints.co.uk. Look out for the Falkirk Daft collection there, and get involved with the Discord channel. We always say that as well. Thank you very much for listening, watching, and we will see you on the next one. But until that time, Ross, Wayne, take us home.
Expect unexpected, buddy. Come on, events.
This is Falkirk Daft.
With Behind the Wall and the Falkirk football fans in training.